Good afternoon to you all. On the onset only, I will apologize if I may not sound as intelligent about the CSR, but I know about giving back. I know about that because I was, I think, lucky enough to be born and whose mother was working for 35 years for UNICEF. That's how it started. So before all this fancy laws and everything came, I'm very proud that a woman was working for the UN and she was already there in the villages doing something for the less fortunate and doing it on a salary. And she taught me that this wasn't charity, this wasn't to make her feel good. It was her karam and it was something that she wanted to do. And all these unfortunate children were as much part of her journey and part of her life as much as I and my twin brother were. So that was already inculcated in me since I was a kid. So I was very, very fortunate with that. Again, life gifted me in 1990. I became an actor. I started doing films. Everybody thinks every actor is making Salman Khan and Shah Rukh Khan kind of money. That's not true. I wish it was. I missed out because I went off to Australia, Sydney for 10 years. So I missed out on a lot. I wish I hadn't, then even I would be doing the 500s and the 800 crores because eventually the numbers do get good if you continue and consistently do work. We all know how actors and cricketers are revered in our country, and I happen to be fortunate to be amongst the hundreds or whatever it is there. And over the course of that period of time, I am extremely lucky to have met lots of people who want to do something and are doing lots of things. Even if I personally am not, have not got those things, they are there. And what happens is that being an actor, of course, a lot of people come across to us very unfortunate. They very poor, they do not have money enough for medical bills, they do not have funds to educate their children, or they can't have a job, they don't know where to go. And maybe at that particular moment or that time, I might not be in a position to directly help them, but somewhere or the other over the years, I've managed to put them across various people who have heeded to my call and have come and aided them, not me, those people. I do not go to the press, I do not go anywhere to say this is what we've done, not, because this has become a part of not only me, but a lot of the actors' way of doing things. We do not have production houses, we do not have that kind of stuff necessarily. Not all our production houses have the kind of stuff where we can take out 2% CSR, but in our own way, we try and do whatever we can. And we are fortunate enough that we've got these kinds of people backing us. We are fortunate. I do want to, however, address something which is slightly different, which is, and I faced that personally recently, which I was discussing at lunchtime, which is the other end of the spectrum, which is from the purview of a general citizen. We don't know where to go and get help. I'm not talking only about myself, I'm talking about those people out there. They don't know where and to who to go and ask for help. You call the NGOs, the so-called NGOs, whether it's through Just Dials or through, you Google them, 90% of those numbers are defunct. They're shut. All those numbers are, don't know. You go to the government offices, yes, those schemes are there. Everything is there. I know things are much better today than they were before, but we are still not quite there. The help is needed today, not ke aane wale din mein ho jayega kuch. It's still not there. And that is the reality. We can pat ourselves on the back that things are much better today, but what about those people who need the help today? They can't wait for tomorrow. They can't. And that's the unfortunate thing. And there are a lot of companies out there, but the common man doesn't know which department to call, who to call, which state do they call, what is it required. I face that. I was just discussing with my friend Anka out here. I have somebody I know who's deaf, dumb, 65% blind. I'm not equipped to help them. And financial help, unfortunately, is not what he's looking for. He wants to do something. He has a lot of issues. He's a 25-year-old boy. And this is amazing that we have a wonderful country and we have a population of 1.32. Yet, in the past 1 month, and trust me, I've knocked a lot of doors, not a single person has been able to tell me what I can do for him. Not a single person. And I'm embarrassed by that. I'm not looking for money. I'm looking for someone to guide me कि इस लड़के क्या आगे क्या होगा. And this is only one guy. I have met people who are trying to help the deaf and dumb. I don't want to hear lovely words like there are a lot of things that are happening for the deaf and dumb. That's fine, we are. But there are so many out there. There are so many that need help. I do not dispute the fact that the funds are there. I do not dispute the fact that the intent is there. But I still feel that a lot of these families that are going through this and they require the help, they simply do not know where to go and seek help. I think people need to be educated where things have to be made easier for them rather than more difficult. I have witnessed some of them go to the government offices and unfortunately they are made to wait for 4 and 5 hours before they are even entertained as to what may be possible for them. I have lived in Australia for 10 years and I have never seen anybody with such needs being so disrespected. We are very good at using lovely words. We are very good at saying very good muhavras and things like that. But and jumlas, but when it comes to actually doing it, are we doing enough? That's the question I ask. And until and unless there is somebody like me or somebody like you or anybody who's motivated, jab tak upar se awaaz nahi aayegi, work is not done. That's the reality, even today. And that I thought we had reached a point in 2019 that was not required. Unfortunately, even today it is required. So I feel our voice needs to be heard a lot louder. I feel we need to educate people a lot more and things need to be hit on much harder because there are a lot of people that need that help. And is it getting there quick enough? I and people like me from my business or whatever, we are very good with trying to get that word out. We might not have that business module that companies like you have. Use us if you think we are of any use. We are very good with the public because the public does think something of us. And we don't mind getting our hands dirty because we are not looking. There are a lot of us like me who are not looking for the photo op. You've not heard this. I've been doing it for 30 years. You will never see a picture of me asking for a photo op for this. We are not interested in that. There are lots of them out there. We do a lot of charity stuff. We don't discuss it. We are not even interested in that. We built houses in villages. We've done things. We've stayed with villages. We've done all these things on ground. So I thank everyone out here because you have really educated me. And later on, if I come requesting you for your card, I'm going to hit on you later on for that, for your help and for your guidance. So I apologize in advance because I really want the help from you guys because a lot of people do come to me for this. And when the time comes, like I said, I've been lucky so far, but I think times are going to get harder and I really need the help from you guys when the time comes because those people who come to me is very, very disheartening if I can't do something for them in time and I alone cannot do it. So I thank you very much for your time and thank you for educating me today.